Welcome to Jaidan's podcast.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. I'll just jump straight into the questions just so we don't muck around with time or anything.
Sure. Do your thing.
Awesome. What was it like to play Michael Myers in Halloween Aftermath?
It was a ton of fun.
Ton of-
It was actually it was a lot more of a thing than most people probably give it credit for.
Mm,
I I think I mean I'm sure you know as being a part of the Halloween fan community,
yeah,
people they're very particular about their Myers.
yeah,
So there was an extensive period of time that we put into making sure that my movements and mannerisms were very in line with James Jude Courtney. Uh, and you know the other thing is when me James and Cole originally talked about this project. Um, the only thing, because I've watched a ton of Halloween fan films. I'm a huge fan of Halloween. Obviously, you can tell.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
you know, big Halloween fan. And you know, the one thing that I know about a lot of people who watch Halloween fan films is that you know, if the Myers is not completely right, it kind of pulls them out of the movie, and their experience level comes down a little bit. So I just wanted to feel as like seamless and you know, do justice to James Jude Courtney so that while people are watching the movie, they don't get pulled out by oddities or like inaccuracies. So I really nerded out when it came to studying JJC's movements and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Were you always a fan of Halloween? I mean, obviously, you kind of answered that question actually.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
actually, I got a story for you.
Yep.
So when I was really young, probably about 8 years old, my mom she worked nights in the ER,
Yep.
and she would leave at night after putting me and my brothers to bed. And when when she would leave, you know, I wasn't allowed to watch scary movies. So I when she would leave, I snuck out of my room and I went onto the couch with my blanket and I would turn on the TV to AMC Fear Fest.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, and I just remember the one night that stuck out to me the most, other than like all the black and white Godzilla movies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The one night that really got me was Halloween 1978,
Mm.
and then the movie that played right after it was The Shining. And so I
Oh,
watched those two movies. Yeah, I watched those two movies, and from that point forward, I was damaged goods. I was like, I am a horror fan,
yeah.
and yeah, ever since then, Michael's been my favorite slasher, and Jack's always been my favorite psycho. And that was it for me.
Oh, that's incredible. How old were you when you watched your first horror movie?
My first horror movie, gosh, it was probably around like 6 to 8, somewhere in
Mm.
that time was when I watched my first horror movies. Like I said, I grew up in the Midwest, and we didn't really watch scary movies or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
Up until that point, the scariest movies I think I had seen were like Brendan Fraser's The Mummy and Godzilla movies were like this. And I suppose also there was like one of my favorite my actually my all-time favorite movie growing up and probably still to this day would be like the first Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah.
And and so there was like horror elements in that one. Specifically, one that stuck out to me was the Dilophosaurus scene when it kills Dennis Nedry, or like
Mm.
when it spits on him.
Yeah.
That with the lightning flashing and the frill opening up on the neck, like that was probably my
Yeah.
first experience with horror.
Yeah.
And I've just always loved the like getting scared and the suspense of scenes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's a lot of fun getting scared, I reckon.
oh yeah.
Yeah. What was the first? Oh wait, I kind of just asked that question. I was gonna say, what was the first
No
horror
worries.
movie you've ever like seen? But you kind of just answered that, I think.
Yeah, yeah, it was probably The Mummy or I guess as horror as you could call that. The Mummy or like the scary scenes in Jurassic Park when I was really young.
Yeah.
But it was somewhere around like AMC Fear Fest. I probably saw probably the first scary movie I ever saw was like um probably The Creature from the Black Lagoon and The Wolf Man were probably the first two that I really saw. And then like I said, Brendan Fraser's The Mummy. That was like the first time I think I had ever really seen like a person, go from like looking normal to being like an emaciated corpse, which was probably like
Yeah.
the most like, oh my God, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
for sure.
so
What is your opinion on AI?
my opinion on AI, I think Chat GPT is cool. I think it's a double-edged sword when it comes to entertainment.
Mm.
I like it because it helps me. So I write screenplays, and I'm also sort of a director. I mean, I've directed a couple of things.
Yep.
Notably, James and Cole were kind enough to let me direct a couple of scenes in Aftermath, which was primarily police officer scenes.
Oh
So
yeah.
you've seen the movie, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay, perfect.
yeah.
So that last scene in the movie, James was kind enough to let me direct that whole sequence. So
Yeah.
I write screenplays and I am sort of leaning towards doing some directing. Excuse me, although it's
That's right.
not my main focus. But but yeah, so I'm sorry, repeat the question to me really quickly.
Sorry. I just have it mapped out on my phone. So,
Okay.
what do you think your opinion on AI is? Like, do you like it or
Uh,
like?
yeah. Generally speaking, like I said, double-edged sword. When I'm writing screenplays, it helps me flesh out ideas and kind of it allows me to like draw conclusions to questions I have about my own writing.
Yeah.
As for writing entire screenplays or creating sequences with people that don't exist. I don't love AI in that aspect only because it's sort of a slippery slope to the point where like, well, you won't really need creators like us out
Mm.
there to make stuff. Computer generated imagery will just create it for you, and then the rest of us are kind of just on the curb. So,
Yeah.
as a tool to create your physical media, I think it's a cool thing to play around with, but I'm not excited for it to start replacing jobs.
Yeah. No, it's not going to be good at all.
No.
So yeah, it's going to be horrible. Um, I've seen a lot of like AI videos and stuff on Instagram and stuff too. It's getting crazy with all them. Um,
Yeah,
like it's ridiculous. Some of
I
them are funny
agree.
though. Some of them are funny, and then some of them are just crazy.
Yeah, I've seen the most recent thing that made me kind of start to get a little scared about AI was I saw some videos of like politicians recently like saying stuff
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
the things that they said were crazy, and then I found out like a day later that it was all fake, it was all AI, and I just
Hmm.
thought to myself like, well, that's terrifying because the implications of that are, I mean, worse than any horror movie I can think of. That's like some war crimes level stuff going on there, so that's a
Yeah.
little concerning, but
Yeah. Yeah. It's horrible in that aspect for sure. How did you prepare to play Michael Myers in this?
how did I prepare?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, it helped that my director, James Grimm, it helps that he's very much so a Halloween fan, and he is on par with probably the most hardcore Halloween fans in that he notices small details.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he really helped me like get into the character, because I originally what I was doing to prepare for the role was I was just watching, the old movies, and then I watched 2018 and all that stuff, and James kind of brought it to my attention like, hey, you got to remember that he's not 21-year-old Michael in 1978 anymore. He's a 60-year-old man who's got bad joints. He's got probably a bad shoulder because he did get got shot in the shoulder, and
Yeah.
he also just got done getting stomped out by a mob too. So
Hmm.
he's going to be even slower and tired, and so that really went into the thought process of how to act, especially in the beginning scene of the movie, the prologue.
Oh yeah.
That
Yep.
in that sequence, I was quite a bit more like wobbly and messed up in that one
Yeah.
than 2 years later in the film. So 2 years later, though, we were aiming for very James Jude Courtney with a touch of Tyler Maine.
Mm,
So that's what we were going for there, just to kind of match that kills energy, but transitioning into ends.
yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Are you a fan of like video games?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. What sort of video games are you like into?
Most recently, I haven't really been playing video games like super seriously for a few years now, but
Yeah.
I used to be a lot more into like first person shooters and
Yeah.
like Skyrim and stuff like that. But most recently I played so I own the original, but I played the remake of Dead Space, which Dead Space has always been one of my favorite games of all time. And
Mm,
the remake was fantastic. Like I mean the graphics, they even on the older game, the graphics are pretty incredible still, but the new one took it to a whole new level. So most recently, probably Dead Space is like my favorite thing right now. Although I'm not like a serious gamer like I used to be, sort of.
yeah. Oh, that's awesome. If there was one movie you'd like to like work on, which movie would it be? Like in the whole movie genre at all?
In general,
Yeah.
um,
Like any sort of movie at all.
to go back and work on something,
Yeah. Yeah.
probably Jurassic Park, either Jurassic Park, Halloween, or The Shining. One of those three. Those are like my biggest movies. I'm the biggest fan of those things. Or actually, I'm actually a damn liar. Any of the Dark Knight trilogy. That's
Oh,
my favorite trilogy of all time. Is the Dark Knight. Halloween and The Shining are my favorite horror movies, and my favorite movie of all time is probably Jurassic Park. So
that's awesome. Have you ever met any of the other Michael Myers actors, like James Jude Courtney? I think I saw it on your Instagram. You met James, but
yeah,
yeah.
I met Nick Castle and James that night
Oh yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we me and James had a fun conversation. We were just got to talking, and one way or another, it came up that he's like a Venice, California native,
Yeah.
and he actually the neighborhood he grew up in is like a block away from where I live, and I was just which was funny. I was just like, oh shoot, oh yeah, he started naming spots, and I was like, yep, I go there all the time, and you know, he's a super cool dude. What we like talked a little bit about Halloween, and then we just ended up going into like, yeah, he was like, oh yeah, I used to surf before going to high school, and like, or before leaving and making it to school on time, and it's just such a California thing. I was like, oh yeah, of course. But he's a super cool dude. Nick Castle also.
Mm,
My uncle is actually the film nerd who got me into movies. Um, because my dad doesn't he watches movies but it's like kind of whatever he does a lot, he works a lot, and
yeah.
then my mom, she was very focused on work as well. So my uncle, he was just like in the military, and he would, when he was in Iraq, he came back with a bunch of like the what are they called, the knockoff, or like whatever, the ripped movies that you buy on the markets over
Yeah.
there, and they're just like, somebody went into a movie theater and filmed it, when they were there. And so he would come back with those DVDs for movies that like weren't out yet. And
Oh.
yeah, and so uh, me and him just watched a lot of movies growing up, and he's probably the one that really got me into movies and all that stuff in general. So
It's always good to have like a I know some people have like their mums and stuff that they watch horror movies with, and they have like that real good bond and stuff going in. So yeah, it's always good to have
yeah,
that.
oh definitely, movies are fun, dude.
Oh, they are.
They're they're sort of a pain in the ass to make, but they're they're fun.
Yeah,
you
for sure.
know the finished product, the last like 3 days on the internet has just been beautiful. I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
to be honest with you, I was terrified. right before this movie came out, I was terrified. I was like, oh fuck, this was a mistake. This is a giant mistake. Like I'm playing the one character that everyone wants to, but they don't really want to because you're gonna get torn apart. I
Mm,
was like, oh God, here it comes, here it comes. Everyone's gonna hate it, and then people are liking it, and I was like, honestly, as long as anyone tells me that they thought it was good is fine with me. I'm like,
yeah.
because I've seen what people say when it's not good, you know.
They
So I
go
was just
all
like,
in.
oh my God, yeah, I was shivering at the idea of it, but luckily it's turned out pretty good. We're actually just at about 300K in views right now
I
between the
saw
two
that.
channels.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
awesome. That's
300K in three
that's
days.
that's
Oh my
crazy.
God, it's nuts.
I did a live stream on the same day it came out with my friend, and we did a reaction sort of thing to it. It was so much fun.
I think I saw that.
Yeah,
Your
yep,
your friend was in a mask, right?
yeah. In the Corey
The
Cunningham
Corey,
sort
yeah,
of,
the
yeah, yeah,
Cunningham mask. Yeah.
yeah. That was
Okay, I
us. Yeah,
definitely watched that.
yeah,
Okay, that's hilarious. I'm
yeah.
sorry, I didn't realize that
Oh, that's all
I'm
good.
talking to the same people who are watching it. You guys fully got what we were going for with the Marnie kill.
Yeah.
So I think obviously Summer's death is incredibly tragic
Oh, yeah,
because you guys picked up on what was going on with Summer's character, right, Abby?
yeah, yep, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
so
Yep.
terrible,
Yeah,
very tragic about what happened there. And Summer and Ryan, they killed it in that
they did.
scene. Like
Yeah,
you guys should have been there on set to see what that felt like in the moment, you know? Gosh, it was heartbreaking
it was.
watching Ryan, like golly, that whole scene was just crazy watching them do it because what you guys were watching, just keep in mind, like me, James, the lighting technicians, the DP, we're literally like right behind you.
Mm.
You know, we
Yeah,
were
yeah,
just a crowd of people watching it happen, and it was just like it actually kind of felt dirty that we were like that we were all like watching this because it felt so like intimate and deep. It was like, dang man. And Summer too was like laying there crying, literally as
yeah.
she's gurgling up blood and dying. It was like, oh my God.
This is happening
You
right
know,
in front
that
of
was
us.
that was movie magic.
Yeah.
And Marnie's death.
Oh,
Um,
man.
so brutal.
That was.
The actress Selena that plays Marnie, she is such a trooper. So something that a lot of people they probably don't know about like stunt fighting in movies.
Yeah.
So when I'm throwing Marnie around, right, and I dunk her head in the sink.
Yep.
Okay, so um, for safety, obviously I'm not actually throwing Selena around.
Yeah. Yeah.
All I'm doing is I'm holding onto her. She's the one who's throwing herself
Mm.
everywhere, and she also controlled the head dunk.
Yep.
That way, she's the one deciding where her head goes. I was literally just holding onto her in the scene, and then with camera movement, it just hides the fact that I'm not the one forcing her around,
Mm.
and the scene it sells so well. But you guys got it in the edit that Cole did for the movie, where the character Cole calls Marnie to let her know that he made it to the house safe,
Yep.
and he's like, "Don't worry, I'm not dead." And then in that moment, you just see like the knife like
Mm.
touch onto her forehead, like Michael's just making sure like this is where I want to plant it. Uh, it's so tragic. Um, none of that stuff um, was actually in the script. The part where he puts her up against the cabinet and kind of puts the knife there and then brings it back. It
Yeah.
was like a last second touch. We wrapped a little bit early that day, which is funny because it was like 10 hours of Marnie's death.
Mm.
And so it was just a really, really long shoot. But we wrapped a little bit early. We got full coverage. And Selena was looking at the dailies and she was kind of like, we could do more, you know? And we were like, you just got stabbed like 30 times. What more do you want? And she's like, well, that doesn't mean she's dead yet. She'll definitely be dead, but we could do a little bit more. We could make it like really hurt. And then I just went to James. I was like, I got an idea actually for a shot. And so we lined it up like right there on the cabinet. And Selena was like, I explained it to Selena where she's like, just barely alive, like, just on the brink of death.
Mm.
And then we just see now my original idea just had her get placed up against the cabinet, the knife on her forehead, Michael bring the knife back, and then the front angle where he swings it towards her, and then we just cut back to Cole.
Yep.
It was Cole's idea. He's like, that's a great idea. We could do a little bit more. And then see it literally in her head with Michael like shaking it around, and it's
Oh
like
man,
so brutal.
that would have
Oh,
been.
so brutal.
Yeah, well, we did that reaction, and then after, I think we did like a little bit of a review after it.
Yeah,
Man, we loved it. We absolutely loved it.
I'm so happy you guys liked it. That
It
was a
was
great reaction video too. I was watching the whole thing.
Oh, that's awesome. It was like 2 hours
Yeah.
long. We didn't know the movie was actually going to be like 2 hours long or anything. We thought we'd be sitting there for like half an hour, and then I was like, no, we're sitting here for 2 hours, man. But it was
Oh
alright. It was
yeah.
good.
Would would it shock you if I told you that we actually got the movie down to 2 hours? It was originally like 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Oh, oh
Yeah.
man.
There's actually quite a bit that was left on the cutting room floor. We wanted it to be in, but it's just like we had to pick and choose, like
Yeah,
what does the audience need to see, and then what can we add a little bit of? And I mean, even then, people are complaining about the runtime, but I'd rather give you more than less, honestly.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
So
You got any
I actually
celebrity? Oh,
brought,
sorry.
no, sorry to
No,
interrupt. I
that's all good.
actually brought a little something.
Oh,
First thing is my
oh yeah.
custom made Haddonfield, Illinois Sheriff's Department badge.
That looks awesome.
I got that, and then obviously, shit.
Oh,
Oh, darn.
oh no.
I'll pick that up in a minute, but I also have one of the stunt knives
Oh, that's
from
awesome.
Halloween. Yeah.
That's so awesome. I've
So this
actually
is
got.
a.
Oh yeah.
You have something like this?
I have a little. Oh wait, if I can reach it. 1 second. I got my little
Beautiful. Yeah.
Halloween
So
ends.
that's exactly. So what we have is a bunch of Halloween ends knives that are modified,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, so we stripped the paint, and then we redid the metal coating on the knives, as well as the wooden handles. I don't know how well you can see the detail on there,
Oh yeah. Yep.
but
I
yeah,
see it.
these are
Yeah.
just Halloween Kills plastic knives. And then for a lot of the stabbing sequences, we actually just had more of these knives,
Oh
and
yeah.
then we just cut them off. They were half knives. And then the incredibly talented Cole Edits, he had tracking markers on the ends of the half knives, and he just finished out the blade
Oh, that's
with
awesome.
CGI.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it came out looking fantastic.
Yeah. I've also got some posters in the background. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I've got oh, one little Michael right here, and then another a
Yeah,
couple posters over here as well. But yeah,
nice.
you can't really see them too well, but they're in there.
Like every good Halloween fan should have some Halloween merch.
For
I
sure.
got a, actually this mask. Um, just finished up with it. Um, I was doing the hair work on it when I was listening to your guys' review
Yep.
on this. What is this? This is a Madman 78, like one
Oh
of
yeah.
those old Nag masks, or before he was Nag. And then we got a Rob Zombie H1 as well.
Oh, that's awesome. Those look sick.
Yeah,
I've got a Halloween Kills one too, but it's kind of hard to get to. But it's I can't even really show the camera. I could put a picture in the like
in the
in this.
DMs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love to see it. That was what our mask was on Aftermath, was a modified ends mask.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Except in the flashback scene at the very beginning, that was a kills mask,
Yeah.
which I'm sure you're familiar, but you know the kills masks are for whatever reason the sculpt that well the screen use sculpt that Tots was using is slightly smaller than the ends mask,
Oh, yeah.
and I have a it's like a 24 and three quarters or like 25-inch head, basically. So we were using the kills mask, but much like what a lot of people in the comments have complained about, the mask was a little bit tight on my head. So we switched to an ends mask. But luckily, excuse me, luckily it actually follows the timeline anyways. So
Yeah.
you know whatever. But the
Um,
ends mask is a far more comfortable mask for me to wear.
mm, yeah. I'll just do one more question and I'll let you go.
Perfect.
Do you have anything new coming up at all that you'd like to promote?
Uh, so we're the next project we're working on is Scream. So we're tackling Scream, and it's a film called Scream Descent. I can't get into any details
That's all
about
good.
the project.
That's all
All
good.
I can say is that if you guys like Scream, you're gonna like this film. Cole finished a draft of the script. James read it. He's approved the storyline. I have read the synopsis, and I think it's a really cool story. I'm not even really like a Scream fan.
Hmm.
Like I'm like a passing Scream fan, you know. I like the movies, but I couldn't tell you the names of characters really, other than like the main cast. And you know, I just kind of like it. I think Ghostface is a cool character design, and I liked the first two movies a lot. I liked the third one from what I can remember, but um, this script I'm really into, or this storyline that Cole has pitched, I'm really into it, and I think the fans are going to be really into it too. And if you guys saw and liked what we did on Aftermath, just wait till you see what we're going to do with Scream.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
That's awesome.
and then we have well, I'm actually outlining an original concept, which is a sort of a horror suspense noir detective movie,
Oh, yeah.
which it's going to deal with the occult. It's going to deal with stalkers, deal with murder and mayhem, and it's going to have a sequence in the movie, probably closer to the finale, where you can expect to see sort of a rage out bloodbath, all out brawl between like a lead protagonist and a bunch of antagonists. And the if you want to know what inspired this scene, look into the movie Old Boy. And there's I'm sure you've probably seen this already, the famous like hallway fight between the main character and a ton of other villains.
I think I have. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's sort of a famous fight. It's just a big long one take where he just takes on like 30 people at once, and just like it's just a fight to the death between one guy and a bunch of other people.
Oh,
So something similar to that in the finale of this movie, but we're working out a script idea. I'm going to be pitching it to James and Cole once we're about I don't know halfway through Scream or something like that.
yeah.
So so hopefully that'll be the next project we end up working on. But I'm pretty excited about it. You guys, I'm sure you guys will get some more news on it once it gets past the other heads of this snake. You know.
Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be awesome. Yeah. So I'll let you go now. Thank you so much for coming on the show, though. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Do you have anything else that you wanted to ask me before I go?
Let's have a look. I just got my questions on like a list, sort of thing.
Mhm.
Um. Oh, how would you go for the role for Aftermath?
Oh, okay. You know what? Actually, this is such a good story that I'll we can just go over. It's totally fine.
Sorry about that.
Okay, so no, totally fine. This is a great question. So,
Awesome.
um, my involvement in Aftermath actually started probably like 4 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And the original version of Aftermath had a sheriff character in the lead.
Oh
And
yeah.
I auditioned with James for that role, and I got it. And I was really excited. And then unfortunately, the script went through some changes and some revelations. And finally, I got a really heartbreaking phone call one day where they were like, "Hey, the script went through a big change, and we're dropping the sheriff character as the lead." And I was like, "Dang, okay, well, this happens." I told them, I have a Haddonfield Sheriff Department costume already.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I got the costume, so if there's any capacity for a sheriff and as like a minor role, I'd still like it.
Mm.
And I'm willing to play whatever character because I like the idea of the project, so I wanted to be a part of it. And they said, for sure, we'll let you know what we come up with, but at the very least, we can guarantee you that there will be scenes where you're in the background, like as a cop. So I was like, cool, sounds great. I went up to Santa Maria to screen test the sheriff costume, and as well as James was working on another film, which I also was able to get a part in. So I went to go shoot some scenes for that stuff and show James what he can expect for Halloween. And basically, one thing led to another, and I asked if I could see the jumpsuit,
Mm.
and James said yes. And then so I basically I put it on, and then I told him like, hey, record this. And so he took a video of me basically acting like Michael Myers in this warehouse. We were shooting in a different location of the warehouse, but we were in a break area, and so I put on the costume and I came out. And what James didn't know is that basically the night before, or like the couple nights before I came up to Santa Maria, um, I had just like nerded out big time. I just really watched the Halloween movies, 2018 and Kills, like watching every little detail I could. And so when I just did this like walkthrough as Michael, it was sort of like an impromptu audition
Mm.
that James didn't know he was giving. And so I did my best as the shape to just be James Jude Courtney. And while he was recording, he also called a video call to Cole, and he just opened up, and it was me acting in the room as Michael, and Cole was like, "Holy shit, wait, he's got to play Michael." And James is like, "Dude, I fucking know." And so we like I just ended up getting the part like right there on the spot, which in a way was almost kind of like cool. All right, so it's like I didn't get the lead sheriff character, whatever. Now I'm playing Michael, so I was like, hell yeah. And
Uh,
it was sort of a dream come true just to get that role, because like I dressed up as Michael Myers for Halloween for like the better portion of 10 years,
yeah.
like I have a screen accurate 1978. I have Sears Tradewear coveralls that a friend of mine helped me dye to get them the correct color. It's even got the button with the little, what is it, ribbon, or it's like leaves or whatever on the stud,
Oh yep. Yep.
you know. So it's got that. It's the correct and well, I mean, as far as I can tell, I don't know where you land on if it's like a charcoal gray or green, spruce green or whatever.
Yep.
I don't know where you land on that, but I
Okay.
have it as like a charcoal gray, and it's super wrinkled up, super super dirty. It's got the oil stains on it, and then I have the Vietnam jungle boots, and so I've just been rocking that costume for years. But the ability to play James Jude Courtney's take on the character was really fun because there's a lot of really interesting little mannerisms and kind of like
Yeah.
that kind of like
Yeah.
it was just fun to play. So yeah, it was awesome getting the role and playing in this movie. It was great experience.
That's awesome. That was an awesome story. I can't wait to rewatch that and the editing and stuff. That's
Yeah,
gonna be awesome.
me too.
Yeah, I'll let you go now. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
Cool.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime. I'm looking
Absolutely.
forward to
Jai, it was a
Scream too.
pleasure. Yeah, me too. I can't tell you much anything about it, and I'm not going to tell you who I'm playing,
That's all
but
good.
you guys are going to like it. I promise you. You
That's gonna
guys are
be
going to
awesome.
like it. Cool. All
Awesome
right,
stuff.
Jai. Thanks
Have
for
a good
having
one.
me.
Anytime.
You
Have a good
too,
one.
buddy. Have a good one.
You too,
Bye.
man. See ya.